Starting with books just banned in the US, we have Where's Waldo. Yeah, I didn't expect it to be on this list either. I don't think you need a description of what Where's Waldo is, but I'm going to give you a quick one anyway. This picture book challenges readers to find Waldo, a character in a red and white striped shirt, hidden among large crowds in various elaborate scenes. The books are popular with children who have fun looking for Waldo, but that's where the reason for banning comes in. Many of the books were challenged across the US in the mid-1990s for containing inappropriate illustrations, including a topless woman in the beach scene, which parents didn't find appropriate for their children to be viewing. Next we have Steal This Book by Abbie Hoffman. The reason for this being banned may be a bit more obvious. The book provides practical advice on living outside the mainstream economic system, including tips on shoplifting, scamming free services, and starting a guerrilla radio station. This manual reflects the radical political movements of the 1960s and 70s, encouraging readers to challenge and subvert the establishment, which means it's no surprise that it was banned in the US for quite a while. Next we have And Tango Makes Three by Peter Parnell and Justin Richardson. This heartwarming children's book is based on the true story of two male chin-strap penguins at the Central Park Zoo in New York City. The pair form a bond and with the help of a zookeeper hatch and raise a chick named Tango. What a lovely story. The story explores themes of family, love and acceptance, illustrating that families can come in many different forms. And of course, quite a few people didn't like that. It was challenged in the US due to the chick having two fathers rather than a mother and father, meaning it was banned in many schools. Moving away from the children's books, we have The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. This novel follows 16-year-old Holden Caulfield after he is expelled from his prep school. As he wanders New York City, Holden grapples with his poor mental health, alienation and disdain for the adult world. This book is particularly popular with teenagers but was banned in certain states of the US for profanity and themes of rebellion and depression. Unfortunately, as it was never banned in England, I did have to do a school essay on this one. Next we have The Grapes of Wrath by John Steinbeck. This novel tells the story of the Joad family, tenant farmers displaced by the Dust Bowl during the Great Depression. They travel from Oklahoma to California in search of a better life, only to find harsh working conditions and exploitation. The novel highlights the struggles of the poor and working class, but was banned in Kern County, California and other places for its foul language, religious themes and communist implications. The last book on this list that is only banned in the US is To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. Set in the racially segregated South of the 1930s, the novel follows young Scout Finch, her brother Jem, and their father Atticus, a lawyer who defends a black man, Tom Robinson, falsely accused of a crime. Through Scout's eyes, the story explores themes of racial injustice, moral growth and empathy, but it was banned or censored across the US due to the use of racial slurs throughout. Okay, just to let you know, I'll never ban you from giving this video a nice like, so you can do it if you want. Anyway, before we move into books that are banned in multiple countries, we're looking at ones banned in countries outside of the US. Starting with A Farewell to Arms by Ernest Hemingway. This is a book set against the backdrop of World War I, and the novel follows the romance between Lieutenant Frederick Henry, an American ambulance driver in the Italian army, and Catherine Barclay, a British nurse. Their relationship unfolds amidst the chaos and devastation of the war, exploring themes of love, loss and the brutality of conflict. The book was banned in Italy between 1929 and 1948 for its vivid depiction of the army's retreat at the Battle of Caporetto during World War I, which many saw as anti-Italy. Next we have Black Beauty by Anna Sewell. Told from the perspective of a horse, the novel recounts its experiences from idyllic early years through harsh treatment by various owners. The story advocates for animal welfare and promotes kindness and empathy towards animals, which all sounds great and not controversial at all, but it was actually banned in South Africa during apartheid for the title's use of black and beauty. Next we have Letters from Burma. This collection of essays by Burmese opposition leader offers a poignant glimpse into life under military rule in Burma. Through personal anecdotes and political commentary, the author describes the struggles for democracy and human rights in her country. Can you guess which country this was banned in? Burma, correct. Political figures didn't like it due to its poor portrayal of the country's political content. Next we have Not Without My Daughter by Betty Mahmoudi. This autobiographical account details Betty's harrowing experience escaping from Iran with her daughter after her husband becomes increasingly controlling and refuses to let them leave the country. The book highlights the challenges and dangers faced by women in oppressive societies. Iran didn't like someone shedding light on this, so they banned it in their country. Finally, before we move on to the most controversial books which are banned across multiple countries, we have the fifth instalment of the Tintin series, The Blue Lotus. In this book, the young reporter travels to Shanghai in the 1930s to combat a drug smuggling ring and uncover a conspiracy involving the Japanese occupation of China. The story is noted for its accurate depiction of Chinese culture and historical events, but Communist China didn't like this very much, so again they banned it. Now let's move on to the part of the video you've all been waiting for, the worst books on our list because they've been banned in multiple countries. We surprisingly start here with Alice's Adventures in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. Again, it's a very popular book, I'm sure you've all heard of it, but I'll give you a quick overview if you haven't. The classic tale follows young Alice as she falls through a rabbit hole into the fantastical world filled with peculiar creatures and whimsical adventures. Like I said, this is a hugely popular story all around the world, but it was actually banned in multiple countries across Asia in 1931. This is all because the story anthropomorphises animals and puts them on the same level as humans. Okay, taking a very different turn, we now have All Quiet on the Western Front by Erich Maria Remarque. This story is a harrowing portrayal of a German soldier's experience during World War I. The novel details the brutal realities of trench warfare from the perspective of young recruits. It vividly describes the physical and emotional toll of war, and as this was set in Germany, a certain German government didn't like this, so they banned it, and they burnt it. And for the same reason, this happened in Austria and Italy as well. Next we have The Well of Loneliness by Radcliffe Hall. His novel tells the story of Stephen Gordon, a woman who realises she is a lesbian in a society that condemns her love. Through Stephen's experiences, the book explores themes of identity, social rejection, and the struggle for acceptance and love. But because of many people's beliefs at the time, this was actually banned in the UK and the US in 1928 for its portrayal of homosexuality. Next we have another animal story, The Call of the Wild by Jack London. This novel tells the story of Buck, a domesticated dog stolen from his home and sold into the brutal life of an Alaskan sled dog during the Klondike Gold Rush. This was banned in Yugoslavia and Italy between the 1920s and 1930s for including animal cruelty and depicting socialism, which contradicted the country's political stances at the time. Okay, we're now at the penultimate controversial book on our list, and it's 1984 by George Orwell. This is a dystopian novel that presents a state where Big Brother monitors every aspect of people's lives, and independent thought is suppressed. The main character, Winston Smith, seeks truth and freedom in a society dominated by propaganda, surveillance and censorship. This was banned in the Soviet Union and other communist countries. I wonder why? You can make your mind up on that one. So finally, we have a hugely successful franchise which is hard to imagine as being banned. It's Harry Potter, and specifically Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone by J.K. Rowling. Okay, we all know she's very controversial with some of her views, but actually this has nothing to do with that. Okay, I'm just going to give you a quick overview if you've forgotten what happened in the first book. The novel introduces Harry Potter, an orphan boy who discovers he is a wizard on his 11th birthday. He attends Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, where he learns about magic, makes friends, and uncovers the truth about his parents' death, alongside his friends Hermione Granger and Ron Weasley. If you don't want any spoilers about the future books and movies, turn off now. But just to let you know, Dobby never dies. He's happily living on a big farm with all his friends. I'm so happy that turned out well. This first Harry Potter book was frequently banned in different countries, including India, China, and the United Arab Emirates. This was mainly due to its portrayal of magic, witchcraft and wizardry, which some religious groups and conservative parents consider promoting the supernatural. Basically, all the people trying to ban this book are pretty much just party poopers who can't spot a great book or movie when they see it. And if you agree with me, you should probably like and subscribe, because I'm currently working on the next Explainable Stuff video, and when it's done, it'll be uploaded right here.